It's top 25 time, and Ayo Shotomide-King. Speaking of kings, we get to crown another one in the Ring of Honor September 7th against Arky.
You are Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Howdy, y'all, and hello, all. Welcome back to Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily stop for all things Cowboy and Cowgirl related. My name is Cody Stovall. I want to thank you kindly for stopping by to make this your first listen. We're available on all of your podcasting platforms, visually as well on YouTube. Find me personally on X at AllDayOState. Today, we're brought to you by Game Time Tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Make sure you get squared away today in the ticket buying department. If you're looking for tickets, one of the games for Oklahoma State this season you probably ought to get to is going to be against Arkansas. Now, before we take on Arky, we get to rock orange in Boone Pickens Stadium to take on SDSU in week 1. But week 2, we get Arkansas in Boone Pickens Stadium, and now we get to introduce one of the greatest to ever wear a Cowboy uniform or an NFL uniform representing the Cowboys in LeslieO'Neal, the 3-time first-team All-Big 12 member, 2-time All-American, unanimous All-American, first-team All-American, 1984 Big 8 Defensive Player of the Year. Number 3 all-time in Oklahoma State history in tackles with 393. Number 1 all-time Oklahoma State history in career sacks with 34. Number 1 all-time in Oklahoma State history in single-season sacks with 16 in 1984. This highlight reel college career not only got him inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2020, making him the 8th former Cowboy to earn such honors, he was also drafted in the first round by the San Diego Chargers in the 1986 NFL Draft. He was immediately named the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 86, played 14 seasons, racking up 132.5 sacks, 767 tackles, 21 forced fumbles, 16 fumbles recovered, 3 picks, and a couple of house calls to pave the way for LeslieO'Neal's 6 Pro Bowls, 3-time All-Pro, primarily as a Charger, which is why he was also named to the Chargers Hall of Fame. This is the right guy at the right time. The question I think maybe we should be asking is, who would be next? Because this is definitely the right person to become the next in the Ring of Honor. But you guys let me know down in the comment section. I mean, I think Walt Garrison would be in consideration, as would Jason Gilden. Whenever you look at some of the statistical categories for LeslieO'Neal, Jason Gilden's like number 2, number 3, number 4, right behind LeslieO'Neal in a lot of these statistical categories in Oklahoma State history. Rashawn Woods, if you're talking about at Oklahoma State, you know he's a shoe-in to end up on the Ring of Honor. R.W. McCorder should be in the conversation as well. I know offensive linemen, right, don't always garner the sexy attention, but John Kolb and Russell Okung should be in consideration for the Ring of Honor as well. Is Chuba Hubbard's 2,000, almost 200-yard season worth him potentially being in the Ring of Honor, or is there a little bit of a negative stain attached to Chuba with some of his disagreements with Gundy? You let me know down in the comment section. Of course, Ollie Gordon is well on his way with the Doak Walker Award to also end up in the Ring of Honor at some point in time. He's got to get there, but you guys let me know down in the comment section what you think, because if you're thinking of just NFL, then the list could be even longer. Now, if you're talking about what they did at Oklahoma State in conjunction with their time in the NFL, then it could be a different conversation, because Brandon Weeden is an inevitability for the conversational piece of this ordeal, as is Mason Rudolph. And then you've got to give a nod to Justin Blackman, back-to-back Biletnikoff Awards. But what about James Washington? James Washington has over 4,400 yards at Oklahoma State. So with the greats like Rashawn and Justin, then you got to have a conversation about Hartley Dykes. Now, from Hartley Dykes' perspective, I don't know that he necessarily statistically, has put himself up in that Ring of Honor category, but there's several Oklahoma State players that have. So the metrics are going to be pretty interesting. And then you have the coaches. Jimmy Johnson, although there's a little bit of an attachment years-wise to Oklahoma State going on the probation kind of around that time. So I think some of the audience has a little bit of a negative connotation to some degree when they think of Jimmy Johnson, for good, bad, indifferent, right, wrong, whatever. Jim Lookaball's absolutely got to be up there, not only because of the 1945 national title season, but he was the guy that was instrumental in having Bob Fenimore and some of the other original Bad Mama Jammas to rock the orange and black. Those Aggies are always going to be remembered, especially whenever we play SDSU week 1 as we take on the Jackrabbits. That will be the old school, throwback Aggie game. So, of course, it'll be a lot of fun. We're wearing all orange against Utah. Or apparently, we're wearing all orange for homecoming, all orange for family day, all orange for Taco Recum Tech. That I'm not the biggest fan of. We've got to have a blackout at some point in time in the season. Maybe West Virginia would be pretty fitting. But to me, Texas Tech makes the most amount of sense, right? If this is going to be naturally our next big rival, then let's start it off with a bang right away. We know that they like to rock, their black uniforms. Make them come into Boone Pickens Stadium and stare into the solid black abyss that can be that stadium. We got to have solid blackout for one of the games. I understand Utah orange, homecoming orange, SDSU orange, stripe the stadium for Leslie O'Neal night. Pretty doggone cool. Where's the blackout out, though? Is it going to be West Virginia, or give us Taco Recum Tech in all black in Boone Pickens Stadium? Hopefully it's a night game too. That would make it even that much better. But this Leslie O'Neal thing, it's going to be good. And as it pertains to the game itself, Arkansas, from the trenches perspective, is going to be a monumental task. Now, for 4 quarters, it should be a task that we're able to kind of chop that tree down as the game progresses. But this, I think, adds another layer of excitement to the game, regardless of the kick time, right? Of course, you would like to have it as late as possible. If you could have a night game, any night game in Boone Pickens Stadium is obviously the preferred method. But regardless of the timing, it's still going to be a really good time for a lot of the old school Oklahoma State country to merge together with this new age of Cowboy fans that have known us as only being successful. This is a conversation I had to have, with some family recently, and my son, he only knows Oklahoma State being pretty daggone good at football. He doesn't remember the years where we were pretty dreadful. Well, if you were a fan in the 80s, then you had, in your opinion, the heyday of Oklahoma State football, or at least that's what we thought for, most of our existence. But here we are. We're in a new age. Mike Gundy is a new revitalized individual in this new age. So we get to celebrate arguably the greatest defense in Oklahoma State history with Leslie O'Neal, 1984. Of course, 2021 is going to have some argument there as well. But this is really amazing that we're doing this. So it took us forever to get a statue of Barry Sanders. Too long. It's taken us forever to do these kinds of things to kind of bring back some of the original Bad Mama Jammas that rocked Cowboy uniforms. Leslie O'Neal rocking number 99 as the Cowboys, definitely one of them. Rock number 91 in the NFL. This is a good thing. I kind of feel bad for Arkansas, though, because it does give us a little added motivation for this one. Just like we have added motivation for replicating what Leon Johnson provided last season. He was a massive asset. Without Leon Johnson, the season probably would have looked significantly different, but there's hope on the horizons. We may have got a guy. Just like you need to take a timeout. Make sure you're getting to these games with Game Time tickets. It is the only app that you need to have at your disposal to get squared away for not just sporting events, music, comedy, theater, and other wild events near you. Game Time is the authorized marketplace for Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. With last-minute killer deals, all-in prices, the views from your seat, and the lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of you buying Major League Baseball tickets or any other ticket out there. You can pick out a specific game or matchup that you would love to attend and get the tickets. Not only can you get good prices before the event, but even an hour after the event has already started, the prices continue to go down. This is a priority for you to get squared away. The all-in pricing lets you toggle up front, knowing the cost without any of the hanky-panky at the end of the checkout. The seat views are panoramic, so you know precisely where you're going to sit without getting confused by, I don't know, the seating arrangements. No hanky-panky, no craziness. You know what you're getting. Game time ticket coverage means that you're going to purchase your coverage and have the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take all the guesswork out of you buying Major League Baseball tickets with Game Time or other tickets as well. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create that account, redeem that code LOCKEDONCollege, LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. What is not guaranteed is that we will find a way to replicate what Leon Johnson III gave Oklahoma State this previous season. Now, you all know how high I was on him very early on. But Sports Illustrated just came out with an article today discussing how we could potentially miss Leon Johnson so much in 2024. Well, of course, they're right. The 6'5", 207-pound George Fox Division III transfer came to Oklahoma State to prove to himself that he could play at this level after being told by an NFL scout that, hey, dude, you should try to get on at a D1 and just see what it does for you. He came to finish his degree so then he could launch his math teaching career. Then Body by Glass Factory happened. Then he bulked up to 217 pounds real quick, fast, and in a hurry to prepare him to utilize his 39-inch vertical for a redshirt season. Well, basically, we all know how that went. Those plans got scrapped. We had a couple of injuries, and he got called upon about halfway through the season. Now, he had the option. The coaches, gave him the option to keep his red shirt and continue with the plan. Or he could basically throw his red shirt away and come back for the second half of the season, right, to make a run at this thing. Well, he decided to take it on the chin, take one for the team, meaning he literally only had a handful of games to make a very good impression in such a short amount of time, to then prove why he was worthy of some semblance of an opportunity to play at the NFL level. He did not disappoint. He only got 33 catches, but for 539 yards, 16.3 yards per clip. Without him, we don't really win Bedlam. Without him, we probably don't win Cincinnati. Without him, we sure as crap don't have any chance of overcoming a 3-possession hole with his 135 yards against BYU. We lose that BYU game, we don't even get the opportunity to play Texas for a Big 12 title. Instead, without Leon's performances, we would have had to watch another Red River glorified SEC slumber party pillow fight. Well, we may not have been first to the punch on this next gentleman. Tip the cap, R.A. and Alan Bowman, for this early call, but let's pump this Ayo Orange King Kool-Aid directly into the veins with the new dude that just might be the jump ball assassin we've known to come and expect in Stillwater. Of course, Dejon Stribling's going to have an absolutely baller season. BP is about to run into the BPS all-time record books. Rashad is a certified beast that is about to Debo the rest of the league. Talon is a 5-star that is literally just waiting to burst. New Virginia Tech slot wide receiver transfer, Dawan Lofton, keeps turning heads daily, but they're not him. They're not that high point specialist assassin that we needed. Guys, picture Hartley Dykes, right? Rashawn Woods, Dewan Woods, Hubert and even picture Justin Blackman, Marcel Aitman, Tay Martin, Darius Bowman, and the newest LA Charger about to make his NFL debut, Leon Johnson III, and you will get it, right? The 6'4", 6'5", just go up and get it, guys. We now have another one. Ladies and gentlemen, we loved Marcel at number 3. We loved Leon at number 17. Now I present to you number 9 in your newest Cowboy Media Guide, Ayo Shotomide-King. Now, much like Leon, Ayo has been overlooked, underappreciated, and undervalued. Coming out of Chula Vista, California high school, he was classified as a kind of small, kind of average blocking, 6'3", 204-pound tight end. I did see an article about him committing to San Diego State, but then he landed at Snow College in Utah. You know what that means? Benny Tonga, we love you, dude. And Kasey Dunn, this is a great one. Nicely done, sir. Very nicely done. You could easily see this guy playing a split end, right? On the line kind of a role. But he could just as easily bang a 9 route and, let the hang time take him to the end zone in mid-flight. The acrobatic one-handed catches, he has that. Being deceptively fast, he certainly has that now. His high school showcase, stuff, he ran kind of upright, kind of stiff, kind of tight, but was still explosive enough to see that he had a lot of raw talent. He's already pretty good at undercutting routes and then, going back into traffic to make crazy catches. Scramble drills are going to be a dream with this guy, right? If you're a quarterback and you're scrambling around, when he takes the right angles coming back to the QB, he's borderline impossible to defend. And at 6'4", 220 pounds, it's not going to take us long to see why this guy could be the dude to kind of help with the replication of Leon Johnson III. Leon Johnson is getting his NFL opportunity because he did earn that. But it didn't come easy to him. And he had to make a lot of tough decisions along the way. I think one of the biggest being, do you forfeit this redshirt season, right, for 2024, where you have a full year of body by glass, you have a full year of the nutrition, and scholastically you'll have everything squared away. You'll understand the maneuverability on campus and how to get the most out of yourself. Or, you can forfeit a large portion of that to give what you can for the team, and we'll see if we can't both make this thing work together. Well, he did just enough. I think you could argue he did more than enough because now he's yet another Kasey Dunn wide receiver cowboy getting to take his talents onto the NFL. Somebody like Ayo very well could be, right, somebody that sneakily adds to this platform. Oklahoma State wide receivers in the corner of the end zone going up, for 50-50 balls is paramount to our success. It always has been. Even back to Mike Gundy, Josh Fields, the list goes on and on. Brandon Weeden, Mason Rudolph, Spencer Sanders, Taylor Cornelius. There's quintessential moments that the wide receivers have always had at Oklahoma State. And Tylan Wallace has been a big recipient of that. We are going to see some more of this. And I think Ayo might be the guy to get her done. So before we skedaddle on off of here and I get out on the highway, it's Baton Rouge World Series baseball time. I got to tell you, thank you again for making this your first listen. For your second listen, when you get done here, if you want to kind of hear what's going on from ACC perspective schools, peer view, go check out Alex Dono, Locked On Canes. He's dropping some ACC insight from a potential new Big 12 member. But we got to drop this year 2025 top 25. That was a tongue twister for me, evidently, since I don't speak English so well. Number 1 in my top 25. I'll go backwards. Number 25, Florida. Number 24 at USC. Number 23, Louisville. Number 22, Miami. Number 21, Arizona. Number 20, NC State. 19, KU, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. 18, Miami. 17, Clemson. 16, Kansas State, Purple Power Kitties. 15, Tennessee. 14, the Boomer Losers down the road in OU. Number 13, LSU. Number 12, our Cowboys of Oklahoma State University. Of course, I could have put us higher, but Alan Bowman's still got some prove-it moments to have. The secondary is going to have to lock down and make people understand that they're not going to be 140th ranked in the country again. So we'll let that stuff play out. Number 11, Penn State. I think Penn State has a lot of talent, but the fact that they're replacing most of their coaching staff got to be a little bit difficult, kind of like Arizona, right? A lot of talent, but replacing most of the staff. That's not going to be easy. Top 10, we got Michigan. Michigan's going to be good. They've got the talent, right? Sherman Moore did coach those games that Harbaugh served as suspension. I can't say they looked as appealing, but they do have maybe, the second best running back in the country returning to help them out. They'll have to figure out, quarterback position, but they're going to play Michigan style defense. They're going to win quite a few games. Number 9. Yeah, I did it. I put Utah here. You gotta give props to Cam Rising, right? I think that's one of the biggest difference here. You know what you have in Cam Rising if he's healthy. You don't know precisely what you have in Alan Bowman if he's improved. So if we have an improved Alan Bowman, then obviously this conversation could change a little bit. But you do have to give the linebackers, the D-line, the quarterback play at Utah with Kyle Whittingham some respect. So with Utah at 9. Number 8, hopefully, maybe, possibly future Big 12 member Florida State. Number 7, Notre Dame. Year 3. Is this the year where he gets it done? Number 6, Ole Miss. I was pretty high on Ole Miss last season. I thought they had a really good 1-2 combo at quarterback. They have one of those pieces returning. They still have a phenomenal backfield. They have a lot of speed, a lot of talent. Lane Kiffin, I'm kind of a believer. I got Ole Miss at 6. The top 5, Alabama. And for number 4, guys, I swear I tried, okay? I tried to put them as low as possible, but I also have eyeballs, right? I hate the eyeball test thing, but I can say athletically, physically, that Texas team at the Big 12 title game in Arlington last year was, pretty ridiculous. So I know they lost a decent amount, but I also know they brought a decent amount back. They have a lot of their mainstays as far as like quarterback and linebacker returning. I got Texas at 4. I am a believer in Dylan Gabriel. I'm a believer in Oregon. I'm a believer in Dan Lanning. This year might be a good time for them to teach the Big Ten a thing or two. Number 2, Georgia. And number 1, I believe in Jim Knowles. I believe in Will Howard, and I believe in that ridiculous amount of talent that they do have at the other OSU. So I've got the Buckeyes as my number 1 ball club entering the season. You guys let me know down in the comment section where in that top 25 did you think maybe I got a little loosey-goosey? Or do you think your top 25 would kind of line up next to mine? But until the next one, I reckon that's all we're going to have for this one right here. As always, I love you. God bless. Go Pokes, and thank you for tuning in to make this your first listen here in Locked On Oklahoma State. You could be anywhere. So happy you choose to be here. Like it if you like the daggone thing. Dislike it if you don't, because that's okay too. More importantly, share, comment, and subscribe. My podcast and folks out there, you're the bread, the butter, the bricks, the foundation. Do what you do. Hit the stars, leave a review. I'm out of here. Later, my taters.